Yo, 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 this is Solo, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, Datamine or update dropped earlier, and now we have info from the January 2023 sync pairs, guys. So in this video, we're just going to take a quick look at each one of their kits. Very quickly, you know, as you might know if you've been following me for the longest time, I do a gem count video, I do a scout or skip or who to scout for video. This one is a first impressions video where we just take a look at their basic kit without looking at their sync grid. So if you're looking forward to the sync grid something video, keep in touch. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your notifications to all because I will be doing that video as well. But in the meantime, guys, let's take a very quick look at each one of them. And by the way, don't forget to hit the thumbs up right now as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And with that, these are the timelines of these sync pairs. I'm covering Shauna, let me hide myself. So Dawn and Lysia are coming in the exact same day. Dawn, January 1 to January 17. Lysia, January 1 to January 17. New Year's Dawn and Oricorio. And New Year's Lysia with Galarian Rapidash. Meanwhile, we have a Pokefair Scout coming on January 12, which is Signisud Diancie from January 12 to March 5. Honestly, it's been a very long time since I've seen a banner lasting this long. Almost 2 months. Wow. Last but not the least, we have a Spotlight Scout. Shauna starts on January 16. That's my birthday. Give me a gift, everyone. Ends on February 5. 1 month before Diancie ends. And if you're not aware as well, we got a lot of banner reruns. We got a Select Pokefair Scout. We got Sync Grid upgrades for original Diancie. We got Sync Grid update for Cynthia, who just recently got an upgrade and now getting an upgrade as well. And we got a Sync Grid upgrade as well for Bead. It's crazy. 3 Pokefairs are getting expanded or power boost upgrades for their Sync Grids. And we'll talk about that in another video. But for the meantime, it's just these 4. So, let's first start talking about Signisud, or rather, New Year's Dawn and Oricorio. If you see this background image, congratulations, guys. You have successfully become an idol. Kek. You have successfully scouted for New Year Dawn, and she has 3 different Pokemon attacks or moves. 1 is Revelation Dance, which has no additional effect. 2 is Feather Dance, which leaves the opponent's attack stat -2. This only hits 1, unlike, I think Darak also has Feather Dance, but Darak's Feather Dance affects everyone. This only affects 1 opponent. Tether Dance affects everyone, leaves all opponents confused. And Perfect Dance is her trainer move, which applies the stat defense or stat reduction defense to the allied field of play, as well as recovers 40% of her own HP. Also raises her evasiveness +1. Now, she has a sync move multiplier, which the higher her stats are the stronger the sync move damage. But if you notice, she can only raise 1 stat in the basic kit, okay? In the basic kit, she can only raise evasiveness by 1 when you use Perfect Dance. But with her passive skill stat up ×2, when you raise a stat, you raise 2 stat ranks of that stat. So every single time you use Perfect Dance, which you can only use twice, you get to raise your evasiveness +2 instead of +1. Now, what's the purpose of stat up ×2? It's for other sync pairs to boost you up. Just in case you have like Skyla in your team, you use Take Flight. Take Flight raises defense +2, raises speed +2. Instead of raising them +2, you raise them +4 instead. So you get to raise your stats pretty quickly. For example, you have Signisud Morty, You know, when you use Sunny Day, that's 5 stats. Immediately attack +1, defense +1, special attack +1, special defense +1, speed +1. Instead of +1 for these 5 stats, +2 instead. And if you use Sunny Day, rather, if you use his trainer move, you get to raise defense, special defense. I forgot if speed is being raised, and critical hit rate if it's Sunny. That way, you get to raise your critical hit rate +2 instead of +1. So expecting other sync pairs to help her out for her basic hit. I haven't seen her sync grid yet. So maybe her sync grid boosts up some of her stats as well. Probably she has like Fortuitous 9 or something like that. But for her basic hit without the sync grid, the only stat she can raise is evasiveness. Double drop, when an opponent's stat is lowered, it is lowered by 2 or double instead. So Feather Dance lowers the opponent's attack stat -2. This time, it lowers the opponent's attack stat -4. Cool. Maybe she has, you know, the passive skill that affects every single opponent in her grid. I haven't seen it. And then there's the extra special ghost damage. When you target an opponent with an attack or a move, the opponent that gets affected will receive ghost type, special ghost type damage. So this way, Revelation Dance does damage, plus deals extra ghost type damage. Feather Dance hits the opponent, lowers their attack stat, but you also get to deal extra ghost type damage. And Tether Dance hits everyone, leaves them confused, and you also hit every single opponent, get them damaging with ghost type special, extra special ghost damage. Interesting. That's about it, guys. Dawn can hit everyone. Tether Dance can, I'm not sure how strong this is. I'm thinking it's similar to Signasuit Cyrus's Dark Void. When the opponent is, you know, asleep, you get to hit them with extra dark type damage, something like that. This one, the opponent does not have to be asleep. You either choose Revelation Dance, hit just one opponent, or Tether Dance hits all opponents, and so on and so forth. So that is Dawn and Oricorio. Interesting. Number 2, we have Lysia. Or rather, why is this Lysia and Oricorio? Lysia and... Let me fix that right now. Lysia and Rapidash. It's too late for me to edit this, so let me quickly do this right now. Lysia and Rapidash. Lysia and Rapidash. Alright, going back to this slide. Lysia and Rapidash. Same release dates as Dawn and Oricorio. And if you see this, congratulations, you have just entered Lysia's New Year live show, Kek. So she has 2 different attack moves. You have quick attack. This is a quick move, which means you can only use this 3 times, and you deal damage to the opponent. Giga Impact, no additional effect as well. You get to hit the opponent with a strong 4-move gauge attack. And yeah, that's basically Lysia, guys. Nothing exactly very crazy about her default kit. But if we check out her trainer move, we got Dire Hit Plus, gets raise our critical hit. Battle Spectacular raises attack and speed stat +4. And then gives us a random physical moves up next +0 to +3. Every single stack of physical moves up next effect gives us a 40% boost in damage. And you can only use a Battle Spectacular once. So if you're lucky and get the physical moves up next effect +3, you can follow this up immediately with Giga Impact and deal very strong damage. But that's about it. And, you know, Giga Impact is a 4-move gauge attack. So if you're lacking in move gauge, you might want to use quick attack instead. You might want to save quick attack because, you know, the move gauge management for this thing might be challenging. This is a striker, by the way. And you have a Dream It, Be It Fairy Impact with no multipliers whatsoever. But you have Super Sync 9. When you use a sync move, every single time you use a sync move, you get to give yourself a super effective up next effect, which you can save for the next sync move, or you can save or use for quick attack or Giga Impact. I'd rather you use this on Giga Impact instead. And you have Team Antitoxin. Basically, none of your sync pairs can be poisoned or badly poisoned if you have Lysia on your team. You have Fairy Shift as well, which basically transforms quick attack and Giga Impact to fairy type moves. But aside from that, pretty basic kit for Lysia. Nothing very spectacular, unlike, you know, the previous one, which I think this is much more interesting than Lysia. But then, that's that, guys. That is Lysia and Rapidash. Now, let's move on to Signasuit Diantha and Diancie. This is a shiny Diancie. And you have a Buddy Move. You have Rock Tomb, lowers the opponent's speed stat -1. And you have Rock Wish, turns the field of play into Rock Zone. Oh yeah, now that I look at it, she is a Pokefair, and definitely she has to have a 5 out of 5 grid. I haven't exactly seen the grid again. Oh boy. But anyway, guys, if the field is Rock Zone, B Diamond Storm activates. This is similar to, Thunderbolt Red with Electric Terrain. If Electric Terrain is active, you get the Buddy Move active. B Diamond Storm is unlimited. 2 move gauge, and you can keep using this so long as Rock Wish or Rock Zone is active. And whenever this is active, you use it, you get to lower the opponent's defense -2. Every single opponent, because this hits everyone. And also, it raises everyone in your team's defense +2. Nice. Okay. Pretty good. The Curtain Rises, lowers your sync move countdown -1. When your defense is raised, it also raises your special defense by the same amount. So I'd rather use the Curtain Rises after using probably 3 Diamond Storms so that I can maximize my special defense as well. And then if Diancie has Mega Evolve, also lowers your sync move countdown by an extra 1. So instead of lowering your sync move countdown -1, you get to lower your sync move countdown -2 instead. And also gives you a physical moves up next effect +2. This is an 80% increase in damage. So I think this also applies with B Diamond Storm. So your next attack is gonna be 1.8 times stronger. Nice. And then you have your sync move. Basically, after you use your sync move, you Mega Evolve into Mega Diancie. And then it is powered up. Your sync move is powered up when there is a Rock Zone. Now, in terms of stats, attack and defense goes up from 356 to 427 and from 170 to 204. These are level 140 stats, by the way. And yeah, if you have her level 150, then definitely stronger damage or stronger stats as well. In terms of the passive skills, you have Tripwire 2. At the start of the battle, you get to lower the speed stat of all opposing sync pairs -2. You have Honing Hit 9. When you attack an opponent, you get to raise your attack stat +2 and raise your critical hit rate +1. So every time you attack an opponent, you get to raise your attack stat +2. You get to raise your critical hit rate +1. Nice. And then Team Unbending. Defense cannot be lowered for all your sync pairs. This is a new something in Pokemon Masters. They're implementing team skills for some reason. Team Unbending, Team Antitoxin, Team something. Huh. Okay. Again, this is a Pokefair Scout, and I am guessing she has a 5 out of 5 grid, and we'll have to see once I talk about her in her Who to Scout for video. Last but not the least, we have Shauna and Chestnut. This is a Spotlight Scout. And if you want one sure copy, that is 7,500 paid gems. Will guarantee you one copy of Shauna and Chestnut. And you guys better give this to me because that's my birthday. Kek. Anyway, guys, she is a support sync pair. And it's funny because her Chestnut's description is like the tackle. Chestnut's tackle can devastate buildings or stuff or something, but she does not have tackle in his kit. In her kit. Shake my head. You have Vine Whip, which one move gauge. You have Spiky Shield. This is basically similar to how the obstruction works or something, but then if the opponent hits you with a physical attack, you get to hit the opponent, deal physical damage to the opponent when you Spiky Shield and the opponent hits you with a physical attack. The Mini Potion All heals everyone's HP by 20%. You have Off We Go, raises everyone's attack stat +2 and raises everyone's critical hit rate +1. A physical or an offensive support. I prefer defensive supports. Defensive in terms of Spiky Shield, but you have passive skill Team Dauntless Defender 9, which if you're successful with your Spiky Shield, you get to raise everyone's defense and special defense +1. Remember earlier, we were talking about stat up ×2 or something like that. So if you team up Shauna with, I think it's Oricorio, you get to raise its defense and special defense +2 instead of +1. Nice. Block and Charge 3, when you have successfully nullified an opponent's attack, you get to charge up your move gauge +3. And have Sync Burst +1 after you use your Sync move for the very first time. You get to recover 1 MP. For Mini Potion All, for Off We Go, for Spiky Shield. Nice. Okay. And that's that, guys. Those are the 4 sync pairs in this update. Now, if you were to ask me, who do I think is the best one? Easily, I would say that Signusuit Diancie is the best one. You have until March 5 to scout for her. And this is just, again, this is just a first impressions video. I haven't exactly seen their sync grids yet. But easily I can say that Signusuit Diancie is the best one. You get to raise stats. You get to unlimited B-Diamond Storm. You get Rock Zone. Number 2, probably I would say New Year Dawn might be better. If you're lacking a Fairy type striker or Fairy type attacker, then probably New Year Lysia will do. And the last but not the least, we have Shauna, because, you know, Spotlight Scout, you can just save it until much later on. You can most likely get Shauna in another scout or something like that. But again, this is just a first impressions video. Right now, you should just decide to scout for your faves instead of the meta. But again, stay tuned because I'm gonna discuss them in their in-depth discussions very soon, as well as gem count. Yes, I'm gonna work on that. But that is actually the end of my first impressions video. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Again, it really helps with the channel. Please do that. And a huge shout out if you want to help out the channel as well. You can become like my gifters. Thank you so much, Jeremy and Shadow Phil, for all the support. And thank you to all the members of my channel for your help. Someone's calling me. I need to answer the phone. You know who you guys are. I'll see you in the next video. Rawr.